Okay,
All right. What's up, everybody? Jason24CF4, EventHubs.com. Here on the final day of CEO 2013 with one of the young guns of the FGC, CJ Truth. How are you, sir?
I'm very good. How you doing, Jason?
Doing good, CJ. And I am one of your biggest fans, because I respect the gameplay. We both use the same main character, but it's been a while since we had an interview. I guess the last time was maybe almost
2 years ago?
Yeah, about 2 years ago, and you were kind of iffy. So you're going to bring it this time?
Yeah, I'm a mature man now.
Okay, mature man. Yeah. Being one of the young guards of the FGC, do you feel that there's a responsibility on you now and those other young players to further advance the games, fighting games?
Well, right now, probably not. But later on in the future, I think so. If we're still playing in like 5 years, we're going to have to be the best players. There's no excuse not to be. Right now. But, we still always want to be the best players and always want to find new things about the game. So, that's what we want to do. We don't really want to be known as like the best young player. We want to be known as the best player. So.
And that's a great answer because, sometimes you could fall into that best young player and then you may drop off and then you fade out. On Saturday, there was a great exhibition with you and Alex Valle. You end up winning that matchup, but there was a lot of promos that you filmed prior to that. That was some funny stuff. Did you guys rehearse those scenes prior to filming?
Absolutely not. No? Absolutely not. I got called like 2 seconds. They said, CJ, we got to do a promo, and I thought of that on the spot. Then up there, it was, you got to put on a show for the people,
Yeah. And that was a good one. I think one of the better lines you said to him was, the only way you're going to possibly beat me is if you go back in a time machine and get me before I was born. So that was really clever. With Super Street Fighter 4, of course, there's going to be another change to it. It's going to be announced at EVO. Will you be at EVO?
Of course.
All right. So with that in mind, do you fear that, I guess, majority of the players who don't know how to handle Fei Long, their tears are going to be heard and Fei Long may be nerfed?
Well, yeah. Well, Fei Long will be slightly nerfed. I think he deserves to be slightly nerfed. I don't think he's as good as people make him out to be. He's a very one-dimensional character. Right. He's a character if you shut down his record game, which you can, which the best players do. He's very one-dimensional. You got to find other ways around the win. Unlike characters like Akuma, and so you have to have different ways around things, different styles in the game. So Fei Long will get nerfed. He does deserve it a little bit. I just hope they don't go overboard with it. That's all I hope for.
So since you say you feel he deserves to get nerfed just a little bit, what do you think maybe there are possibly things they would nerf?
Command grab possibly. I don't think chicken wings. I think chicken wings a fine move. I don't see how you nerf Rekka. Rekka is it's a move that's like, it's either a really good move or it's a move that you make it absolutely useless. So, and with Rekka and, Crouching Fierce, Crouching Strong, they all stay the same. I think he's still a fine character, I don't really see him. I think he's still a viable character with those three options and a reliable anti-air.
If they had the option, to get some of your input and you had something to give up to gain, what would you give to gain?
One thing I would really like is his Ultra. When it hits the first hit, the animation should always happen. Right. I don't like it when it happens where, someone throws a fireball and then I hit him with the first hit and then they hit me with the second. I think if the first hit always hits, the first hit and then the second hit will whiff, I think the first hit should always cause the animation. Right. If I had to give up something,
I know we don't want to give anything up because it's like we really don't have much. People don't understand. We have very few normals that are positive on block. And we only have just one normal that we could 2-in-1, which is our jab. Crouch strong we get on counter hit, but what you mentioned with the Ultra is a really good, idea because I find myself a lot of times when I react to fireballs, the first hit would hit, I'll go through the fireball, but then the second one will get blocked, and now I just eat a full punish. And I believe the animation takes active after the second hit, which is, my thing. I said, if I want to give something up, I would say maybe make chicken wing on block a little bit more unsafe, like medium kick, like -3. I would say light kick, maybe -4. It's more punishable. And give me something, I would say maybe crouch short to be positive on block, +1. That would really work with frame traps where it's close strong because that's 5 frames. And you could get thrown out of it because none of our normals do. Aside from that, were there any players you got to play over the weekend like you really wanted to test your skills against?
Well, I did play Mago in the tournament, and he did beat me pretty well.
Okay.
He knows that matchup a lot better than I do. He's got a lot of things I've never seen before in that matchup.
Okay.
So I hope to play him again because I definitely think I could do better. It didn't look too pretty.
What about Momi? Did you get to play Momi?
I did play Momi. We played a set, first to 3. I beat him 3-1.
Okay.
He's got a very different style than most people. So it takes a little bit to adapt to, but he's very talented, very, very talented.
I got to play myself, and I understand what you mean. Where most Fei Longs, we like to move in, put a little pressure. He sits back and really holds down back and forces you to make mistakes, which is kind of like how Jeet Kune Do actually is, which is good stuff. CJ, thank you for your time, sir. If someone wants to follow you, how they can reach out to you and such?
I use Twitter at CJ_truth. That's where you're gonna follow. That's where they're gonna reach me. That's where you can reach me. That's my favorite spot.
Oh, and also one last thing for other Fei Longs who are on the leaderboards who decide they want to pass Mago and stuff like that. We all know they're frauds. You're number one because, one, you go to these tournaments and you actually place well, place high. You even got second, what was it, third UFGT. I mean, the sky's the limit for you, CJ. Again, thank you. Appreciate it, and we out. That's a good. What you mentioned is actually really good because I find myself a lot of times where I try to react. Oh, great. Wait.
But you cut that out, right?
Yeah, I'll be able to cut it. What I'll do is I'll cut to like gameplay footage and then I'll drop right into it.
And his opponent, one of the Street Fighter legends, old school of old school. Make some noise for Mr. Alex Valle. Why did they let CJ win? Oh my God. Buddy, are you? Come in.
Like a living legend. It's off.
Alright. Do you want to say anything to the viewers or to the audience behind us?
Shout outs to all of Florida. Hopefully we do good.